everyone is fit and fine. Let's start with the studies FM, fun maths. Let's start with our first topic, which is rational numbers. Before starting, let's have a recap which we have done in our previous classes, the different kind of numbers. Let me start with the first kind of number, which is natural number. For example, if I'm showing you these pens, right, and I ask you how many pens do I have in my hand, you will simply answer, ma'am, you have 3 pens in your hand, right? So how we get the answer? We got the answer by simply counting, right? So we can call counting numbers which are 1, 2, 3 and so on. These numbers are also known as natural numbers, right? Because we got these numbers from the nature. We are counting with the help of these numbers, so we call it natural numbers, right? It is represented by n, and we can represent this with the help of the set 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. This is represented the set of natural numbers. Now children, after this, if we include one more number which is 0 in this given set, then this set will become something like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. It will go up to infinite, right? Now this particular set is represented by alphabet W, and this set is known as the set of whole numbers, right? So see, it's very simple. If we are including 0 in the set of natural numbers, we are getting a new set which is whole numbers, right? So the first set is natural numbers. The second type of numbers which we have learned is whole numbers, right? Now let's start with the new set. See, after these numbers, we found the need of negative numbers also to measure the temperature, etc., right? So when we include few negative numbers in this given set, on the right side we have positive numbers, on the left side we have negative numbers. Now this particular set is represented by the alphabet Z, and this is known as a set of integers. Integers are the combination of whole numbers. As you can see from here, we have the set of whole numbers, and here we have the negative numbers. So integers are the combination of whole numbers and negative numbers. After this, after all these 3 kind of numbers, you also know one more kind of numbers which is a part of a whole, right? We have learned this in the previous classes. Now the part of the whole, if we remember, is known as fraction, right? Fraction is what? Fraction is a part of a whole, and you know, if you remember, we represent the fractions as 2 by 5. This is a fraction, a part of a whole, where this 2 is called numerator and this 5 is known as denominator. Right. Now after all these kind of numbers, let me introduce a new type which we are going to learn today, which is rational numbers. Now say children, if I call that this 2 by 5 which I wrote on the board is a rational number, you might be confused. Ma'am, right now you told us this is a fraction. How it can be a rational number, right? But yes, it is a rational number. Now there is a very slight difference between the fraction and rational number. Let me tell you. See, both fractions and rational numbers are represented, which we have already learned. We can represent both fractions and rational number in the form of P upon Q, right? And where Q should not be equal to 0. This is the property of rational number also. This property you have learned in fractions, right? But what is the difference? See, in fractions, children, this P and Q should be the whole numbers, right? Where q should not be equal to 0. So in fractions, fractions are represented by p upon q, where q is not equal to 0. But here also in rational numbers I am telling you the same. It is represented by p upon q, where q is not equal to 0. Now what is the difference? See, fractions p and q are whole numbers, whereas in rational numbers p and q are integers. So basically we can call the rational number as a set of, we can write r is equal to this minus 1 upon 5 is also a rational number, as well as 1 upon 5 is also a rational number, right? But in other case, in fractions, we cannot call minus 1 upon 5 a fraction, because here minus 1 is an integer, and for fraction it is necessary that both p and q should be the whole numbers. Here you can see minus 1 is an integer. So this is the only difference between fraction and rational number. So now let's learn the fractions and rational numbers all together. We all know, children, fractions we can represent in the form of p upon q, right? Here also rational numbers we are representing in the form of p upon q. Both are the similar. Now let's have the next one. Here in fractions also the q, which is the denominator, should not be equal to 0. Here also in rational number we have the same property, that denominator should not be equal to 0. Q should not be equal to 0, right? So right till now we have all the sames. Now if we talk about here, what are p and q? So p and q are whole numbers. But here in rational number, p and q are integers. This is the main difference between fractions and rational numbers. So children, now I hope that you all know what are rational numbers. Children, let's start with a small exercise of identify rational numbers. Here we have to identify which numbers are the rational numbers and which are not the rational numbers. If you remember the property, if you remember what are rational numbers, I told you rational numbers should be in the form of p upon q, where q should not be equal to 0 and p and q both should be the integers, right? Now let's check with all these three properties. First number which I wrote for you is 7 upon 9, right? So here let's check. The numerator, which is p, is 7. Yes, it is an integer, a positive integer. The second number is 9. Yes, it is also an integer, the positive integer, right? So this is satisfying the property integers also, as well as q, which is 9 over here, is not equal to 0, right? So we can call this is a rational number, right? Now let's check the second number, which is 2 upon 0. Here if you see 2, which is numerator. Now this 2 as p is a integer, right? Now let's come to the q part. Q is 0 and we have the property of the rational number that q should not be equal to 0. So here we can say it is not a rational number, right? Why? Because here the q is 0 and in rational number, please remember q should not be equal to 0. Let's check the third one. Minus 5 upon 9. Is it a rational number or not? Yes, it is a rational number. Why? Because you can see here minus 5 is an integer. Both are the integers. P and Q both are integers. So we can write over here rational number. Right? Now let's check the next one. See, next we have a decimal number. We have a decimal number. Can we write this decimal in the form of P upon Q? Yes. If we remove this decimal, minus 23.4, if we remove this decimal, we have 1 0 in the denominator, right? So basically this number will become minus 234 upon 10. Now if you see, minus 234 is an integer, 10 is also an integer. So yes, we can call this is a rational number, right? Let's check the next one. 0.16. In the same way, children, if we remove the decimal from here, we have two zeros in the denominator. We have learned all these concepts in the previous classes, right? Because we have two digits over here, so we can write two zeros in the denominator. It would become 16 by 100. Here, as we can see, 16 and 100 both are the integers. Yes, so it is also a rational number, right? Now let's check the last one. It's very simple. We all know 2 and 7 both are the integers, and in the rational number property we know if both are the integers we can call it rational number. So I hope now what are rational number, how to identify a rational number, all the properties are very clear to you all. So children, I hope you found the video useful. In the next video, our agenda would be to learn about different properties of rational numbers. Curious to know what are they? Stay tuned for the next video. Bye-bye.